Good morning, fifth graders. This is an introduction to Unit 1, Lesson 5 on mixed and improper fractions. And I thought maybe we'd talk about those terms for a moment. Maybe you learned these in fourth grade, maybe not. So a mixed number is a whole number, like 8, and a fraction, 1/2. So like 8.5. Maybe you wear a shoe size 8.5. That's a mixed number, a mixture, right? An improper fraction would be a number where the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Take this one, for example, 11/4. The numerator is bigger than the denominator. All right, in our lesson today, we're going to learn how to switch from a mixed number to an improper number and from an improper number to a mixed number. All right, you're going to have to use your imaginations a little bit on this problem, but imagine that the Smiths own a diner, and one of the more popular things to eat at their diner is blueberry pie. They have kind of small pies, but they give people a quarter of a pie. So this would be like one serving, 1/4 of the pie. And they noticed on a recent Sunday that they were selling a lot of pie, and they were a little worried about the number of customers they had in their restaurant and how many pieces of blueberry pie they had left. So they're wondering how many people they can serve. Well, they know they can get one serving out of this one, but how many pieces of pie can they have? Well, it's got to be fourths, so they're wondering how many fourths they can have. Think about that for a moment and see if you can find the answer. All right, I'm going to give you a little hint if you couldn't figure that out. Take a look at this first pie. If I cut that pie into fourths, how many do I have? 4. I've got 4/4, right? Same thing with the next pie. I can get 4 slices out of that pie. Here, 4 slices out of that pie. And then on my last one, I can get 1 serving or 1 slice out of that pie. So how many customers can they serve? 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 1, or 3 times 4, which is 12, plus 1 is 13. So they have 13/4, or they could serve 13 customers if they give each one of them a fourth of the pie. Let's take a look at a problem without the picture. Now this kind of bugs me that those 1/4 are written up and down like that. Maybe it bothers you too. So I'm just going to write them the way I like to see them. How many fourths do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5/4, and that is an improper number. Okay, and what we're going to work on today is switching from this improper number to a mixed number. So if we have 5/4, how many whole pies is that and how many left over? Well, let's think about it. How many fourths are going to be in one whole? If you have a pie cut into 4 pieces and you eat the whole thing, how many fourths have you eaten? All 4. Right? Because 4/4 would be one whole. So I'm going to circle these 4/4. This is my one whole. And what do I have left over? 1/4. Let's try this one. So we've got 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3. And I'm going to avoid the temptation to write those going up and down. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5/3. 5/3 again is an improper fraction because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So we want to know how many wholes we have and what's left over. So since we're dealing with thirds, we have to say to ourselves, how many thirds, how many unit fractions, how many thirds would be in one whole? Again, if you have a pie, divide it into 3 pieces and you eat the whole thing, you've eaten 3/3. So I'm going to group these 3/3 together. That becomes one whole. And what do I have left over? 2/3. So I've got 1 and 2/3. So one way to solve these problems like this is to draw a picture like we did on the previous slide. Another way is to write them all out like this. But what do you do when you have something like, let's say you have 75 tenths? I don't want to really write 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 75 times. That would be a lot of work, right? So that's what we're going to show you today. We're going to show you the shortcuts for switching from improper to mixed, and then from mixed to improper. Okay, so make sure you pay really close attention to Mr. Eliason as he teaches this lesson today, and watch for the tricks so that you could do it without writing it all out and drawing pictures. Good luck!